We are crossing now to Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, who joins us from Wellington Airport. Morena, Prime Minister, some big wins and losses across the country over the weekend with the local body elections. What do you make of the results?
Look, well, first of all, congratulations to everyone who was elected or re-elected. And we actually had 37 mayors who are continuing on in their jobs after the local government elections.
Yeah, but there are a lot of questions around the way the electoral process unfolded, and particularly some disparity issues. So for voters in much wealthier suburbs, hoping you can hear me, but for most voters in much wealthier suburbs, high participation
can. Sorry,
rate.
I'll just hold on to the device and hope that makes a difference.
Well, across the country this morning, we are seeing a changing of the guard. Many of the major cities now have new mayors, and the weekend saw a shift away from some of Labour's key candidates. Why do you think an increasing number of New Zealanders are perhaps losing faith in your government?
Oh, look, I've never interpreted local government elections in that way. Even when we've, for instance, in the past, we've had, if you just take Auckland as an example, during that period you'd had Helen Clark as Prime Minister, John Banks as Mayor, John Key as Prime Minister, Len Brown as Mayor, and then ourselves with Phil Goff and then Wayne Brown. I've never drawn those direct comparisons, Indira, in part because local government, often people run as independents or on different tickets, but also they just have a different rhythm to them. I don't think it's fair to just necessarily draw those straight comparisons. I never did, certainly when National were in office.
Well, if the weekend's results are anything to go by, New Zealanders across the country have sent a pretty clear message that they want change. Melissa Stokes, earlier, my colleague, just interviewed three of the new mayors. Tanya Tapsell, Rotorua Mayor, said, "We will push back on the government with their flawed housing policy." Nobby Clark, new mayor in Invercargill, said, "We will also push back against their housing policies, and we will push back on Three Waters." There seems to be a lot of pushback against government policies across the board. I mean, what's your response to that?
Oh, and look, there's, in my mind, there's been times when central and local government have had different positions on issues. Actually, these are also times when we need to work together.
As you mentioned, there hasn't always been a clear link between local government election results and the general election results for central government, but the weekend did show us results that have shifted away from Labour's views. Are you worried about next year's election?
My apologies, Indira. I seem to have lost you.
No worries. Can you hear me now, Prime Minister? Oh, I think we are having some technical issues, so hoping that Prime Minister is able to pick up on the last question that I asked. Prime Minister, are you able to hear me at the moment? Well, she's back with us, I think. Prime Minister,
now, Indira.
Thank you. Wonderful. As you had mentioned, there isn't always a clear link between...
And just on your list, if I could add that there's actually 37 mayors who have just been re-elected as well. 37 mayors who have just been re-elected as well. So I don't think necessarily we could argue that it's been this massive switch. 37 were re-elected. 37 were re-elected. And yes, we have had change with mayors who are standing down and changes, but that's to be expected.
As you mentioned, there isn't always a clear link between the local government election results and the central government, the general election results, but we did see some major changes in people's views, voters' views over the weekend. Are you worried about the next election? Are you worried about the next election?
Oh, again, I'll just stand by everything I said in the first answer. I've never drawn that comparison. Even when you've had national governments and then progressive candidates elected, in cities, I've never necessarily drawn that assumption. And I think Auckland is a good example. Since the super city was established, progressive Labour-endorsed candidates have won those elections 4 times continuously, and that's been under national governments as well. So I've just not drawn those comparisons.
Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern.
As well. So I've just not drawn those comparisons.
Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, we appreciate your time this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. 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 Thank you.